Coming up on MovieBuff, classic tale Where the Wild Things Are finally gets the big screen treatment. It's Gossip Girl's Penn Badgley, but not as you know him, in The Stepfather. And there's something in the air, and it's coming our way. It's Carriers. Think of all your favourite children's books, and chances are, alongside The Very Hungry Caterpillar, this'll be right up there. But Where the Wild Things Are has something Eric Carle's classic doesn't. Its very own film. And it's about time too. A big screen version of Maurice Sendak's 1963 story has been in the pipeline for 12 years. Well, Spike Jonze, the man who gave us Being John Malkovich, finally got it off the ground and took the brave move with producer Vince Landay to cast newcomer Max Records in the lead role of, Max.
Your first major movie and playing such a well-loved character, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous were you?
Probably like a 0.
That told me.
We didn't give him any time to think about it.
Yeah.
We'd been casting for a year and a half, so by the time we found Max, we were already in pre-production. We needed him down in Australia in like 2 weeks. So it was kind of like go through the process, and next thing you know, hi, can you get on a plane and move for the next 6 months to a foreign land?
Like the original, the wolf-suited mischief maker is banished to his bedroom. Feeling misunderstood, he escapes to a mystery island where he meets monsters such as Carol, voiced by James Gandolfini.
That's not the way I want you to do it.
And Ira, played by Forrest Whitaker.
I put the holes in the trees. Maybe you saw those.
Who make him their king. With an uncanny resemblance to Sendak's drawings, they're brought to life using a mix of animation and people inside costumes.
We're gonna try to kill the bad guys by beating them in the head with these dirt clods. We're gonna try to find the biggest pieces.
You didn't see that coming?
You better run!
Hey, away!
The action wasn't just on screen though. Mr. Jones made sure things were also pretty lively behind the scenes.
He would do a bunch of crazy things. He would maybe hook somebody up to wires and make them fly or something, or spray somebody with a fire extinguisher, or light off a propane tank, and he put tons and tons of effort into these big off-camera things, and it only worked half the time, but it was still really, really cool. Yeah.
It manages to capture every emotion, image, colour, and even some of the actual words from the short story.
It's the Wild Rumpus Star!
But expands the drama into 101 minutes without taking it into unfamiliar territory. It's beautiful, thoughtful, and at times even a little scary. Perhaps proof that films with kids in mind don't have to be quite as fluffy as Hollywood thinks, as here the whole family can expect to take a dark, yet amazing walk on the wild side.
Michael, this is David.
Good to finally meet you. Your return makes us complete. Family is the most important thing.
For those of you who've seen Stepmom, starring Susan Sarandon and Julia Roberts, scrap any ideas of this film being the stepdad-friendly version. Far from being a heartfelt comedy drama, this film is far more sinister and eerie. Are you with me now? So we're talking a horror mystery thriller, and Dylan Walsh, who you may recognise from Nip Tuck, is cast as the serial killer stepdad, David. Come on, you knew he was a serial killer, right?
He has an obsessive need to be at the head of a family. And imagine a kind of family, more of a 1950s family dynamic, where the father would be the head of the table, the captain, king of his castle. Imagine that this person that I play has such a need for that he finds these vulnerable women, either they're widowed or divorced, and they have kids, and he wants to kind of come into that family and take over.
Right, I'm with you, Dylan. I've imagined just the man. Looks presentable on the outside, can charm the ladies, but rotten to the core.
On TV, I saw this woman who drove off a bridge with her 3 kids.
Maybe they disappointed her.
Now, for those of you with a nervous disposition, wondering why should I watch this movie, well, the main pull is Gossip Girl's Penn Badgley, for obvious reasons.
The police sketches look just like you.
Wait, this will make me a hit with the neighbors.
This part is far removed from Pretty Boy Dan in Gossip Girl, and for Penn, it was all about being part of a gritty script. There's no way this falls into the tacky horror category.
It is more of a psychological thriller. When I was talking to Nelson initially before I'd signed on, it was, you know, he used the word Hitchcockian a lot. And I think it's really going to end up being that. You know, there's a lot of things that people will say scripts are, people will say thrillers are in order to get them made. And this is not one of those. I mean, the way that they're handling it, as far as I've seen, it's very deliberately shot, a lot of wide, low angles, and when it's not wide, it seems to be very tight and quick movements. So it's like, it's deliberately and stylistically shot in a way that I think is gonna lend itself to the genre.
Overall, Penn's right. The way the film is shot and the plot progression, which sees us explore the inner psyche of David the stepfather, sees the film lend itself more to Psycho or Misery than Night of the Living Dead. But essentially, the script is not strong enough to draw comparisons with Hitchcock or King. At best, it's on par with films such as What Lies Beneath or Hide and Seek. Plenty of suspense, some blood-curdling moments, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's easy to make an epidemiopic movie these days, with SARS, swine flu and the like scaring the bejesus out of us this year, and Carriers takes that hysteria, wraps it up in some 2009 zombie film conventions, and slaps a porterhouse steak-sized portion of teen horror across your face.
What's going on? Quiet! Help!
In a similar ilk to Channel 4's Dead Set earlier in the year, this fast-paced flick focuses on a small group of American teens who so far have escaped the clutches of the avian flu that is quickly wiping out mankind. Protecting each other and being sure not to get in contact with anyone infected, unsurprisingly, leads the foursome to get in some almighty scrapes.
It's almost a journey out of necessity and a journey out of the last-ditch, you know, effort to kind of try to make some life, you know. And it's basically our struggles with coming into contact with people that are sick, trying to get food to survive, what's the right thing to do when you know, should you help out the stranded people on the road, shouldn't you, you know, and it's really, it's one of those what would you do kind of movies.
The real drama comes from the fear the group have of each other and also themselves. What extent will they go to save themselves? What life will they have on their own? And just how long can they put off fate? With resonances, if massively far-fetched, to current crises across the world, and intelligent exploration of the extremities of human characteristics, Carriers uses age-old horror conventions with excellently shot cinematography and a class performance from the cast, notably Chris Pine, to create a movie worth a cinema visit.